Hey everyone, welcome to Two Girls in a Kitchen. I'm MJ.
And I'm Rosie.
And we are going to be making
cheese puffs today.
Also known as
Borek and Xachapuri, or Xachapuri as Armenians say.
So I'm really excited for this one because ever since I was a little kid, this is what I would crave and this is what my mom would make.
It's so good.
As you know. So
I don't know one person, unless they're allergic to
cheese,
that doesn't like cheese with dough, because basically that's all it is. It's puff pastry and cheeses.
Lots of cheeses.
It's absolutely delicious. It's a definite comfort food. You could have it with soups, you could have it on its own, you could have it as an appetizer. So,
shall we get started?
We shall get started, but so let me tell you what we're gonna use.
Yeah, let's go.
So we're gonna use some puff pastry that it has become so mainstream over the last few years that you can find it anywhere. You can find it at your local grocery store. Pepperidge Farm, which is the most mainstream brand, even makes it. I got this from Whole Foods, and they have a few brands, so I like this one. Just simple ingredients. Mozzarella cheese I like to use, and feta cheese. This particular one is called Piknik cheese, and it's just so good. But if you can't find this particular cheese, any feta cheese you can get your hands on should be fine. Again, measurements will be below, and of course we're going to use some egg whites to bind the cheese together. So let's get started, folks.
Here.
Okay, so there's mozzarella here, and we have crumbled feta right here. What I basically did was grab this feta cheese and just crumble it with my fingers, and we're gonna combine the cheeses. And we have egg white here. We're gonna dump that right in there to help bind the cheese together. And as you're doing that, as you're mixing that, here we have only one sheet from our package. Place it here, and we're gonna cut it into 4 squares first, and then we're gonna cut each of those squares in half. So we're actually gonna get 8 puff pastry or 8 Boreks out of just this one sheet. You could go ahead and double the recipe and use both sheets in the package. If you're expecting a lot of people or you want to enjoy them on more than one day.
Alright, this is looking good. That was a quick one.
Yeah.
This is super easy, super simple, and pretty sure your guests would be really impressed with this because they look.
I mean, yeah, your kitchen smells great as they're baking, and
bread and cheese
smell good. So again, I cut them into squares, folks, and I then cut them diagonally, so I have little
triangles. Perfect, and I'm ready over here for you.
Oh, you are? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
That looks good.
Yes, it does. I don't know if you guys can see it, but just brings everything together. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. One of the things actually we should mention is puff pastry is a little bit tricky to deal with.
Yep.
Yeah, so take it out of the freezer about 25 to 30 minutes before handling it, as if it gets too soft, actually folding these guys over can be tricky. It becomes sticky, it becomes unstickable, that's the word.
Sure.
So it's still, to the touch, it's still very, very cold, but you don't want to touch it when it's really cold because the puff pastry can crack.
Okay.
So just finding that perfect temperature, again, would be 25 to 30 minutes after taking it out of the freezer. I went ahead and put some flour underneath the dough and flipped it over so both sides have some flour so it doesn't stick too much. So now we're gonna place the cheese, maybe about a tablespoon in each one of these in the middle of the triangles, and we're gonna go ahead and fold them over and use our fingers to bind them.
Press the edges. Okay, let's get started.
You could have it with soup, you could have it on its own, you could have it as an appetizer. And we're gonna pop these guys into the oven after we put the egg wash on 375 for about 25 minutes or until golden brown.
Okay.
All right, so we finished putting these guys together. Now we're gonna have to brush some egg yolk on there so that it has a nice color on top.
Okay.
And one of the things to expect as they're cooking, and if you want to peek into the oven as they are baking, is that...
How would you like me, sorry to cut you off, but how would you like this, just all around?
Yeah, just
top?
brush it all over.
Okay.
And one of the things to expect as these guys are baking is they're gonna puff up. That's why it's called puff pastry. And some of the cheese may come off this edge. It typically does. If I'm baking about 4 of them, the cheese will come out a little bit, but that's totally fine. It's really difficult to keep it always inside, but it tastes just as good. It actually gives it a nice little touch to it as the cheese oozes on out.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is...
The artiste is hard at work in her chambers. Work, child, work.
I'm painting.
Those look good. Those are almost ready to go in.
Borek canvas.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're ready!
I heard the alarm, sir.
Do you
I
smell it too?
I smell it. What do you call it? What is it? Smell?
What? Smell-o-vision?
Smell-o-vision.
We don't have television. So are scientists out there. Think of a way to create it.
These look cool. Oh my god.
Here, let me give you another one of these guys so you can tilt it and show our wonderful
God.
viewers what they look like.
You guys, please look at this. Look, okay. Look how I kind of like tilted a little too much, but look how pretty. Now I understand why you use just
Egg yolks.
the egg yolks on
Yeah. They give it a
Stunning.
deeper color. You can do the egg yolk and add a little bit of water to it to make it more. Some people do that, but I like just using egg yolks to get that.
Very different from.
Very different.
Yeah.
So they're very,
I wanna, like,
they're
grab
obviously
the shape
puffed
of
up.
it.
So like 1, 2, 3. Like you get a little bit of
So cute.
cheese out like that, and that's totally normal. It's actually kind of cute. It looks rustic.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wait. So
Yeah. Before we play this,
before
that
we
was
play
hot.
this, yeah, and before we eat it up.
Ooh. Now we get to taste, you guys.
It's
my favorite part.
Yeah, ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's.
Here you go.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Cheers.
Cheers. What is happening? I'm talking with my mouth full again.
Stop doing that. I just said stop doing that, pause. Okay. Did you guys see the expression on her face when she tried it? I did. Rewind. It was there.
You want to see it again?
Yeah, but that's not gonna be your first. Don't try to fool me.
It's simple, it's perfect. The dough is so flaky. The cheese is cheesy, it's melted, and it marries very well with the feta, so it's not overpowering at all. Really good.
Yeah, I agree with whatever she said. It's very heavenly, it's very good. It's definitely a comfort food.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Alright guys.
And you could store it, once they cool off, put it in like a little glass Tupperware or pop it in the fridge in a Ziploc and heat it up in the oven, maybe like 375 for about 2-3 minutes. They'll be crispy again and
I'm
equally
so
delicious.
Alright.
So stay tuned for more recipes and don't forget to subscribe below. And if you have any questions or maybe recipes you want us to try,
Send them our way, send it to our email.
Yes.
Info's below. We would love to hear some of your favorite recipes. You know, even your childhood recipes that you grew up on, which we did with this. So that would be awesome. Let's eat together, guys. Bye.